Yeah, hi there, Fong. This is Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. And good to hear from you again. And you're one of my students over at my website. And you've also paid for the additional service to get more specific instruction and tutoring regarding your TOEFL pronunciation and speaking proficiency. So during today's lesson, I'm going to go ahead and listen to the 3 independent speaking practice tests that you recorded online at my Voxpop discussion group, and each time I will give you a score so you can kind of have an idea of what you're doing. So if I remember correctly, it looks like 2 of them, the important news event in your country and compared to schools, you didn't do so well in the organization of these, and I think you redid these to try to do a little bit better job, just in case when you're taking the TOEFL they might ask you this type of a question. All right, let's listen to your practice test number 25.
Recently, an important news event that happened in my country is the growing crisis of abandoned babies when parents run out of the means to feed and care for their own children. The number of babies being left at the public places such as churches, schools, and centers is rising. This news is important because it alarms the efforts of certain parents to their babies. As a result, this news increases the public awareness of an issue that children are innocent and they deserve to be well taken care of.
Okay, let's listen to it one more time in different parts.
Compared to East LA College, Pasadena City College offers recently an important news event that happened in my country is the growing crisis of.
This is kind of throwing me off. Is the growing crisis? I think you maybe want to say the birth rate crisis or the dramatic birth rate crisis. That might be a better word than growing crisis. When you say grow, I think of growing crops, growing corn, growing tomatoes, growing vegetables, growing fruit, but usually not referring to people as growing crisis.
Abandoned babies when parents run out of the means to feed and care for their own children.
Can we go back to that again one more time?
In my country is a growing crisis of abandoned babies.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So the growing crisis of abandoned babies. Okay, that's okay. So forget what I just said about growing. You could say growing here, the growing or the increasing crisis of abandoned babies.
And parents run out of the means to feed and care for their own children.
So they run out of. Good vocabulary.
The number of babies being left at the public.
Good grammar, the number of babies being left. That's good.
Places such as churches.
You want to say churches. Churches. So if I remember correctly, in your language, the SH and the CH are basically the same sound. So it's not churches, it's churches.
Schools and center is rising. This news is important because
I would say important. This news is important.
It alarms the efforts of certain parents to their babies. As a result, this news increases the public awareness of an issue.
I'm not sure what you said on that last part. Let me go back again one more time.
As a result, this news increases the public awareness.
It's that. I think you want to say increases, right? Let's listen to it again.
The efforts of certain parents to their babies. As a result, this news increases the public awareness of an issue that children are innocent and they deserve to be well taken care of.
Yeah, it's not bad. I think you're getting there with this one. Let's look at the rubrics here. I'm going to put you in the 2 range, mostly because of your intelligibility, but I think you have directly addressed the task. You're using appropriate word choice and grammar to help express your ideas. It's your pausing, your stress. I think having problems pronouncing certain sounds and certain words, as I pointed out, which does make it a little bit difficult to understand what you're saying. Okay, now keeping that in mind, let's take a look at the rubrics and see how I'll score this particular essay. I think I'll put you in the 2 range on this one. Yeah, so it says under delivery, although your speech is basically understandable, listener effort is needed because of unclear intonation, awkward, fragmented, telegraphic, and frequent pauses and hesitations. You do have some frequent pauses in there, and you're having some problems with your intelligibility a little bit. But still, it was a good effort, very strong effort. I'm going to put you at 250 out of 4, or 19 points out of 30 on this particular practice test. All right, let's go to your next one. This is practice test number 27. You hope you do not get this on the TOEFL. Compare 2 schools.
Compared to East LA College, Pasadena City College offers the flexible class schedule such as evening class, weekend class, and distance learning options, which really accommodates my need. Because I am a working mother who used to juggle my jobs,
Good word, a working mother who used to juggle.
My children needs and my housework. It is the flexible class schedule which allows me to perform all my duties while studying at East LA College. I struggle to manage my time for study. Even though I did my best, I was always behind my assignment.
So this one, I still don't think you really have what you're trying to do here, because if we go back to what you said in your thesis, so let's go back and listen to it one more time.
Compared to East LA College.
So we have East LA College, right? That's one school that you have to mention.
Pasadena City College of Pasadena City College offers the East LA College, Pasadena City College,
Santa Ana City College. So you have 2. Now let's see your points.
Offers the flexible class schedule such as evening class, weekend class, and distance learning options.
Okay, so flexible class schedule, that. Okay, now you got it. So you're talking about East LA College and Santa Ana City College in terms of flexible class schedules. Now, I think you want to say that East LA College has an inflexible class schedule. Now, what you have to do is now you have to talk first about East LA College, and second of all, you talk about Santa Ana City College as it relates to the flexible class schedule. Now, I still don't think you're doing that. Let's listen to it. It's not clear to me in the remainder of this speech when you're talking about East LA College or Santa Ana City College. I'm not quite sure.
Which really accommodates my need. Because I am a working mother who...
Now, you are talking about why you prefer a flexible class schedule. I get that. But remember, though, you have to take this idea and compare these 2 schools as it relate to this point.
Used to juggle my jobs, my children needs, and...
Again, I don't know here. It doesn't sound like you're talking about East LA College It doesn't sound like you're talking about Santa Ana City College.
Housework. It is the flexible class schedule which allows me to perform.
So it's more like you're talking about why the flexible class schedule is better for you, right? But that doesn't really answer the question. The question is to compare the two schools in relation to this idea. So you're still moving away from the speaking task for whatever reason. You're still not really addressing the speaking task.
While studying at East LA College.
There. Now you mentioned East LA College, but it's too late to. It's. You didn't do it soon enough in the speech, I don't think. Let's go back and see how you did
Perform
that.
all my duties while studying at East LA College. I struggle to manage my time for study. Even though I did my best, I was always behind my assignment.
Now, I don't think this is still not going to work. So I'm not convinced that you understand how to organize a compare and contrast type response. Remember, you may see this in terms of the speaking, and it might even appear on the writing section. So what you might do, let me just give you the skeletal framework of what you might do here. So you might say, two schools that I attended recently are the East LA College and the Santa Ana City Colleges in California. First of all, the East LA College doesn't have a flexible class schedule. It only allows me to attend classes Monday through Friday, usually in the morning until the afternoon. So because of my own work schedule, it's very difficult for me to do this. Then you say, on the other hand, Santa Ana City College has a very flexible course schedule. For example, when I was attending that college, not only could I choose to take classes Monday through Friday, but I could also take them on the weekends and the evenings and even online at their website. So in terms of comparing the two schools, Santa Ana City College has a much more flexible course schedule offerings for many of its students. It's like that. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's got to be a little bit tighter and a more logical compare and contrast organization if you want to score higher on this type of task. All right, now let's take a look at how you might score here. Yeah, I think here you'll score in the low 2 range again. Limited development of ideas as they relate to the topic and task. So I'm not convinced that you really have answered this question. You're missing important information from the speaking task. It's true, you have pretty good control of your grammar and your vocabulary. You have delivery problems and you have problems with your topic development here. So I'm going to put you at about 2.0 out of 4 or 15 points out of 30 on this particular practice test. All right, well, let's keep going. So now we're ready to get to your last independent speaking practice test, number 28. And the question here is, I think it's first year students should live in the dormitory separate from students who are in their second or third year. And I think it was, do you agree or disagree with this particular statement, right? And let me check to make sure I'm looking at the right one here also. I'm going to go ahead and look at it too. You said it was number 28. Yes, it is. It's a do you agree or disagree. So first year students should live in the dormitory separately from students who are in their second or third year. Give reasons to explain your opinion. So let's see what you have to say. I'll go ahead and listen to it first, and then I will listen to it one more time and try to comment on the individual aspects of the speech.
I disagree that the freshman students should live separately from the second or third year students because of support and tutor. First, the freshmen really need help because everything seems to challenge the freshman students. the closer they are with the senior students, the faster they get familiar with the new life in them. For example, it was amazing how soon I adapted to the new life in them, thanks to living with the third-year students. In addition to that, the freshman students need tutor. By living with the seniors roommates, they can get tutor from them. For example, one of my biology tutors was my roommate.
All right, well, that's pretty good, I think. Let me go over that one more time. I think there might be some word choice, maybe a few grammar and some pronunciation issues, but still, this is a good response.
I disagree that the freshman students should live separately from the second or third year students because of support and tutor.
You might say because of support and the need to be tutored, I might say. I'm going to use a passive infinitive there. Support and the need to be tutored.
First, the freshmen really need help because everything seems to challenge the freshman students. The closer they are with the senior students, the faster they get familiar with the new life in them.
That was good parallel structure. The faster, the more. But there's something you said in there I got to listen to one more time. Hold on.
Tutor. First, the freshmen really need help because everything seems to challenge.
Because evidence seems to challenge. Evidence? I don't know about evidence. I mean, how does that tie into their... You could say the coursework, the homework, the exams, or the writing assignments, but evidence, I'm not sure if that's the right word for what you're trying to say.
Really need help because everything seems to challenge the freshman students. The closer they are with the
You might say the curriculum seems to challenge the freshman students.
Your students, the faster they get familiar with the new life in.
That was actually pretty good grammar right there. I liked how you put those two comparisons together.
For example, it was amazing how soon I adapted to the new life in them, thanks to living with the third-year students. In addition to that,
was a good example. So you gave an example to help explain the argument you're trying to make, so that's important.
The freshman students need tutor, but
I'm going to say the freshman students need to be tutored, or need tutors.
Living with the seniors roommates, they can get tutor from them. For example,
okay, let's go back to, well, I'm going to check your grammar. I think you're having a few grammar issues right here.
To living with the third-year students. In addition to that, the freshman students need tutor. By living with the seniors roommates, they can get tutor from them.
So by living with the senior students, they can get tutored. How about this? They can get tutored, ED. They can get tutored by them.
One of my biology tutors was my roommate.
Okay, so you kind of ran out of time. Okay, this one. Let's take a look at the speaking. I think you do have a few language issue problems. I was trying to give you an idea of how you can use the passive infinitive. They need to be tutored. So you did have some minor problems, I think, with that. So that's a language issue. I think topic development was pretty good. You definitely had some good examples to help support the general ideas that you were trying to argue in this speech. If we go over to delivery, there were some words in there I had some trouble understanding, and even some of the words may not have been the right word to use. For example, I think you used the word evidence, but I said you might use the word curriculum or homework or quizzes or writing assignments or something like that. Coursework or maybe might be the appropriate word there. So I'm going to put you at about 2.66 out of 4 on this one, 20 points out of 30 on this particular practice test. And that's it. So, in this particular video, you completed, it looks like, 3 independent speaking practice tests. And it looks like, I think you did better on practice test number 25. Number 27, comparing the two things, you still have not figured out, I think, how to organize that type of speaking task. So you need more practice in that area. If you want to make up one, If you want to make up, for example, here's a good one. This is a nightmare. I got an email from somebody who just took the TOEFL test about a month ago. It said, compare two musicians who influenced you. Wow. How would you answer that question? Again, compare two musicians, right? Now actually, wait a minute. It was compare two artists who have influenced you. You might want to do that one as a practice one. How about that, Fong? Try that one next time. Compare two artists who have influenced you. All right? Anyway, keep up the good work, and all the best to your high-scoring TOEFL success.